Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mounds View High School. My name is Rob Reitz. I'm principal at Chippewa Middle School, the feeder middle school for Mounds View High School, and I'm excited to be able to bring you Mounds View football this season. We are live at Stillwater High School, a beautiful facility, really insanely beautiful when you think about what they were just able to do with the renovations that they've made. I'm looking right now at their pretty amazing weight room that overlooks the stadium here. Pony Stadium has some beautiful gates as you enter, and obviously this huge addition, the athletic facility that they've added, a number of turf fields, just a phenomenal facility. We're excited to watch some really great high school football this evening. Stillwater is hosting Mounds View tonight at their homecoming. They are 1-3 on the season, their lone victory against Roseville. Mounds View comes in 2-2, having won their first game against St. Michael Albertville. They then lost to Cretin-Durham Hall, beat Totino Grace, and lost last week to Woodbury High School. These teams do have some teams in common in terms of having played teams that have played each other. So, for example, Mounds View lost to Woodbury last week, but Woodbury lost to Roseville, who played Stillwater and obviously is Stillwater's only victory, as I said earlier. So pretty interesting when you think about common opponents and what we might expect for this evening's game. I do anticipate, given the fact that it is Stillwater's homecoming, it is a packed house here on the Stillwater side, that they are going to come out firing. It's really critical that Mounds View is able to sustain what likely will be an early momentum builder for the Ponies. Mounds View's been decimated to some degree with injuries. Last week, both Redmond and Tebbett were out, and those are obviously two highly contributing players on their offense, and of course Tebbett plays both sides of the ball. So I do think that they're going to be able to play this evening. I've not gotten total confirmation from coaches. They were optimistic earlier in the week that those two would be back, and we are about ready to start with the kickoff. Mounds View is going to receive the football. Lomax catches it at about the 10-yard line. And he's going to make it up to about, check that's right about up to about the 20-yard line. Some production notes for you this evening. I am solo. Taylor Swanson, my usual partner in crime, is home with Penny, his newborn baby. We're thrilled that he is doing that, of course. And I am flying solo. So that means cameraman and play-by-play. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to try not to call the game through this tiny screen and instead kind of just have it zoomed out and be able to bring the game to you. Stenstrom is in shotgun, single eye to his right. Motion here, Sparks, and that's going to be a slant route completed out to about the 29-yard line to Hoitia. About a 9-yard gain, so a nice first play for the Mustangs. It'll be 2nd and 1, again from the 29-yard line. Stillwater has two really strong offensive players. They are leading the Suburban East Conference in rushing. Here we have motion again by Sparks. They're going to hand off up the middle. That's going to go for a first down. That being Cody Bieber. About a 3 or 4 yard gain up to the 32-yard line. Be 1st and 10 there. We're just underway here in the first quarter. 11-13. Clock is ticking as Mounds View gets a first down in their first series of downs. They come out in that stack formation. Stenstrom lining up at guard. He's now going to take his normal position under center is Stenstrom. He's going to pitch it out here. Looks like that's going to be Sparks around the right side. He's got some room up to about the 40-yard line. He's going to be tackled there right at the 40. That's going to be about a 7-yard gain for Sparks, and Mounds View able to move the football here early. I know they've spent a lot of time on film trying to figure out where the weaknesses on that Stillwater defense are and how they can exploit it with the personnel that they have. Mounds View breaks the huddle now. Sparks in motion, Stenstrom under center. He's going to hand the ball off. Up the middle here, it looks like that's going to be farmed to about the 45-yard line. Check that, Cisneros with the carry. And that's going to be another Mustang first down. So moving the football early here. A good sign for Mounds View is Sampson, the big, tall wide receiver, checks out. It's going to be Hoytia to Stenstrom's left. Mounds View in an I formation with Cisneros in motion. Going to hand off here on a sweep. A couple yards is Sparks with a 1 or 2 yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 9 from the 47-yard line. Just getting situated here as Mounds View breaks the huddle once again. Again, that unique stack formation. Then they spread out and snap the ball rather quickly. Cisneros in motion this time. It's going to be a rollout to Stenstrom's left. He's got Cisneros, the man, in motion. And that's going to be complete up to about the 45-yard line, the Mounds View 45-yard line. That's going to be just shy of a first down.
Pushed out by Day.
Day with the tackle for Stillwater. It's going to be 3rd down and about 3. So 2 for 2 Stenstrom is on this drive. Sampson checks back in. He's going to be twins to the right with Redmond, who is playing tonight. Stenstrom's going to be out of the gun. He's going to hit a bubble screen, and this is going to go to Redmond. He's got some room. He's up to almost the 40-yard line. He's going to be tackled, but that will be a first down for Mounds View, their 3rd of this drive, and they are rolling now into their own territory with a 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Stenstrom coming out hot. He's 3 for 3 on the drive. He's got a slant to Hoytia. Cisneros on an out route, and now a bubble screen to Redmond are his 3 completions. He's under center as Mounds View moves both their tight end, O'Brien, and Sparks. We got 2 running backs behind. It's going to be a counter play here, and that's going to be tackled for a loss. Cisneros, the one thing you can't have on a counter play is penetration up the middle. As soon as that pulling guard moves, the center's got to be able to block down, and he not able to get there. So a bit of a loss there. Mounds View going to be a 2nd and 14. Trips now to Stenstrom's left as he lines up in shotgun. He's going to hand it off here on a draw to Bieber, who's going to drop the football. Ball is on the turf, and it does look like Stillwater has recovered it.
This fumble is recovered by the Ponies.
Not sure. I'll have to watch the replay there what exactly went down with Bieber dropping the football. It looked potentially as though it were stripped. No, he must have just juggled it a little bit after the initial hit. The ball was on the ground. He was not able to recover it, and that's going to be a big turnover here, a big momentum builder. Again, for Stillwater, we worried a little bit about how they might come out. Let's see if they go for a big play here after a turnover, something that a lot of teams have tried to do to Mounds View this year with limited success. Shotgun run here by the quarterback. Around the left side, Cullen for about 2 yards. In talking to Coach Redmond earlier, one of the primary defensive coaches for Mounds View, sounding like Cullen, the quarterback for Stillwater, is actually leading the Suburban East Conference in rushing from the quarterback position. His average per carry is the biggest of any player in the Suburban East Conference. So he is a player to watch, is Cullen. He, out of the gun here, completes a short hitch, which is going to go for a first down up beyond the 30-yard line, up to Cooper Uri, who, as Redmond informed me just prior to the broadcast, is probably among the most effective offensive players in the conference. He, too, is right up there among the league leaders in receptions and in yardage. Cullen now out of shotgun. He's going to hand off here, and that's going to be a fake handoff, actually. Cullen keeps it around the right-hand side. He is often keeping the football, is Cullen. They run a lot of quarterback runs, which is why he's able to rack up the yards as well as the carries. Stillwater in a bit of a hurry-up offense. Cullen sticking out of the gun. He's got twins to his left with an offset eye now to his right, that being Will Harder, a 5'8" running back. Not a ton of size among these players. Cullen himself is not very big, but he's got a nice play up the middle here, just shy of a first down. Again, he is reading a linebacker on that play. He's deciding if he's going to hand off on an outside stretch play. If the linebacker vacates to scrape to the edge, he pulls it and runs right where the linebacker was. And that's going to actually give the Ponies another first down, as they are now all the way up to their own 20-yard line. And that time, Cullen pulls the Mounds View Mustangs offsides. A free 5 yards coming here for the Ponies, as they are going to be 1st and 5 from the 15-yard line.
Penalty is offsides on Mounds View.
Stillwater wearing all red, their traditional color. Cullen in shotgun again. One step drop, throws a quick out route just beyond the first down marker, and that's going to give the Ponies a 1st and goal from about the 9-yard line. So Cullen on target, just as Stenstrom was earlier. He is 2 for 2 on this drive.
1st and goal, Ponies.
That again, a completion to Cooper Urey, a 5'9" wide receiver, a senior. Stillwater again in the hurry up. This, a fake handoff again on that fake stretch play. Quarterback keeper. Cullen tackled almost immediately at the line of scrimmage.
Hunt with the tackle.
Hunt with a nice tackle on that play as Mounds View defense looks to shore up here inside the red zone. Stillwater's going to stretch out the Mounds View defense. They've got trips to Cullen's right. We've got Dressel lining up against the slot receiver. Charles Dressel, that is, number 54. Cullen takes the snap. He's going to throw a quick receiver screen out to the nearest receiver, and that is going to be defended very well. Number 21, Nick Dunnigan, with a immediate tackle as Stillwater gets no gain there, and that's going to give them a 3rd down and goal. So tightening up here is Mounds View's defense as they look to keep Stillwater out of the end zone. We are just underway here, 4:22, with the clock ticking in the first quarter. Mounds View had a really nice drive going, but an unfortunate fumble around midfield gave Stillwater some great field position, and they are down on their own 5. 3rd and 5 now as Cullen fakes the handoff. He's going to roll to the left. He's got a lot of pressure. He's going to be sacked, and he fumbles, and that's going to be recovered by Mounds View. And it looks like Cullen is still down on the ground. I want to say it was number 19, Rowan Morgan, with the sack. It's unclear here what the call is and whether or not that was a fumble or he was down once he had lost control of the football. Mounds View takes a knee out of respect for Cullen, who remains down on the field, and the trainer is out to take a look. I did not see the replay, so I didn't exactly get a close glimpse of how awkwardly Cullen went down. But it would appear, based on how everyone reacted and how Cullen appeared to be writhing in a bit of pain on the ground, that this may well be serious. So an unfortunate turn of events here. Stillwater looking at a 4th and 19, but certainly that is secondary to the health of their star player and quarterback. Unfortunately, he is up. Whew. Happy to see that. Stillwater faithful clapping for their quarterback. He's going to hobble off here. Not sure if it's an ankle or a knee. But Stillwater likely here bringing in their field goal unit on 4th and 19. So a huge play. Rowan Morgan in almost immediately on that fake and rollout. Some play action passing. I wasn't able to see if Cullen had a receiver open, but he certainly did not have time to find one. Morgan was on him almost immediately, and like I said, he must have been down as he fumbled. So Stillwater lines up here for the field goal. The kick is up, and it is good. So a 36-yard field goal, the difference in the game so far. With 3:42 remaining in the first quarter, Stillwater, the home team, takes a 3-0 lead. 3 points coming via the turnover. A fumble by Cody Bieber gives Stillwater the early lead and the early momentum. Certainly you've got to be happy with how Mounds View's defense responded in that situation. Stillwater is able to rattle off a couple really nice plays, both on the ground and through the air. Cullen, a couple nice passes to Yuri, his favorite target at wide receiver, set up that field goal. We'll see what happens in terms of Cullen and his ability to return to the game after an early injury on a Rowan Morgan sack. So Mounds View kick return team back on the field. Looks like Cisneros and Radaba are back deep for the Mustangs. And here's the kick from the 40. It's a low line drive kick. It's going to be Radaba on the 10-yard line as he's up to about the 25, makes a move, and almost up to the 30-yard line, just shy. That'll give Mounds View a 1st and 10 about the 28-yard line. Not a huge crowd for Mounds View tonight. I do see that we've got a bit of an uptick in viewership, so I thank everyone for taking the opportunity to view in and stay connected to Mounds View football. Mustang offense back on the field. That is Sampson to Stenstrom's left with Cisnero in. And Bieber's going to get the football, and he's got to make a move all the way up to the 40-yard line. He's loose up to the 50, the 45, and that is Cody Bieber's best carry of the season. We knew he had it in him. We were just waiting for him to explode, and explode he did on that play. I'd really love to see Cody Bieber take over this football game. Probably one of the hardest workers the Mustangs have. Certainly one of the players that does more than his share of conditioning and lifting, and we're happy to see every positive yard Cody Bieber gains this season. Mustangs in another unique formation as they break now. They are all the way along the right hash. Sampson going to be to Stenstrom's left with Cisneros, and this is going to be a pitch play to Redmond. He's got some green grass up to about the 44-yard line. He's going to be tackled there. A short gain, but a positive gain nonetheless. 2nd down and about 5. So Mounds View really able to move the football here. Again, just such an unfortunate turnover. They were really rolling. That is going to happen. It's not that we make mistakes, it's that we respond to those mistakes that matters more than anything. Hoytia out to Stenstrom's left. Sampson to his right. 2 wings. Redmond's going to go in motion here, and it's going to be handed off up the middle for little to no gain. Stillwater not fooled at all on that motion. And the dive back, likely Bieber, yes, tackled after a short gain, giving the Mustangs a 3rd down.
Cowley with the tackle. It's 3rd down.
Cisneros in motion. Stenstrom's going to chuck it deep here. He's got Sampson down the middle, and that is just out of reach of Sampson. Sorry about the camera work.
Cole's pass intended for Sampson is incomplete.
Just over his outstretched hands. Sampson, a big, tall receiver, not able to bring that one in. So instead, the Mounds View punt team will come in. So close. Game of inches, really, football is. That would have been a huge completion. It was definitely there. It was a great decision. And the 6'2 Sampson just couldn't quite bring it in. So a punt here is going to being muffed. It's going to immediately fall on the ground, and that's going to hit a Stillwater player. That might well be a Mustang football if they were able to recover. It would appear as though Stillwater got it. Not at all what the Ponies were expecting. That ball got no lift whatsoever, and that is going to be a Mounds View football. Talk about your accidental trick punt play. Mounds View is going to maintain possession here. Stillwater touches it, and it's recovered by Cody Bieber, who, look what I found, had no idea likely that the punt had not ever actually gotten airborne, and the Mustangs are going to take over here on their own 39-yard line. And this ball is going to be handed off. Who would have guessed? It is Bieber up to about
Bieber with the carry.
The 36-yard line. A 3-yard gain for Bieber. So he fumbled one and he recovered one, did Bieber. Nice way to redeem himself and give Mounds View another opportunity here. This technically their third drive in the first quarter. We're down to about a minute remaining. Stenstrom under center. Sampson to his left. Sparks in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Sparks on the right-hand side. He's sweep. He's got the outside. He's got the edge. He's up to about the first down marker. He's going to be tackled there after about a gain of 9. A really nice run there by Jonas Sparks. He looks to have his spark back. It really matters that you have two guys that have the kind of speed and elusiveness that both Sparks and Redmond have. Sparks neutralized a little bit when he didn't have Redmond in there to help complement what he brings to the table. This time Sampson stretched really out far wide. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and that's going to be with forward momentum. I think enough for the first down. Nate Farm, the ball carrier, his first carry of the evening.
Oz with the tackle.
And it looks like he is going to be shy, just shy, about half a yard. So this is going to give Mounds View a 4th down and 1, which obviously they will go for. Just 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Mounds View down 3 to the Ponies. Sparks in motion. And the handoff here is to Farm, and this time he is going to break a couple tackles and get all the way up to about the 25-yard line. And that's going to give Mounds View a first down, a 1st and 10 from their own 25 as they convert on 4th down.
McCarthy with the tackle.
So other than really that fumble, Mounds View has been able to move the football. Again, Stenstrom, his lone incompletion just out of the outstretched hands of Sampson. Otherwise, he would have had a really big completion already. They are on target, are the Mustangs, here in the first quarter, offensively moving the football in ways they did not do last week at Woodbury High School. So we'll switch sides of the field and begin the second quarter momentarily. Not a ton of scoring action, but a much different football game than last week, primarily because these teams are running the football more effectively, which is taking time off the clock. Last week's game seemed to last forever because of all the incompletions and a lot of turnovers by both teams. Not so this year, or this evening, although both the Mustangs and the Ponies do have 1 turnover apiece from that first quarter. So Mounds View now on the right hash, Stenstrom under center. Sampson to his left. He's going to fake the handoff here. He's got Hoytia all the way up, first down up to about the 13-yard line is Hoytia. Again, sorry about the camera work. I really got to pay attention to that, guys. I'm so sorry.
Complete to Hoytia.
I'm watching more of the game than what the camera is, but a great route there. Actually saw Diggs run a similar route last night for the Vikings. It's an in route that they then quickly jump to an out route. Really hard for the defender to keep up with, and Hoytia was wide open, able to get upfield and past the first down marker. So Mounds View up to their 14-yard line. They're going to take a timeout here. 1st and 10 from the 14. Mounds View can get a first down, provided they get to the 4-yard line. They're looking to get in the end zone here. They've had a couple instances over the last couple of weeks where they have turned the football over deep inside their own territory. Last week, a fumble almost as they were getting over the goal line returned all the way to midfield, and that was really what sparked a scoring bonanza from Woodbury. 3 touchdowns unanswered last week before Mounds View was able to get on the scoreboard themselves. This is something Mustangs offensively have to be able to execute. Offensive football inside the red zone. Looks like Sparks in motion. Stenstrom hands off to Bieber. He's got a short gain up to about the 15-yard line. Check that, up to about the 10-yard line. So another positive run for Bieber.
Cowley with the tackle.
Stenstrom bringing the play in. Rowan Morgan checks in on offense. He's a blocking back for what appears to be Nate Farm. Farm's going to take the handoff around the right-hand side. This is Farm all the way up to about the 5-yard line now. Just shy of a first down.
Farm with the carry.
That a play Nate Farm scored on against St. Michael Albertville. They definitely like to run him on that sweep play. He's got a lead blocker with a guard pulling, kicking out the end and leading up on a linebacker. Highly effective run play for the Mustangs as they now look at a 3rd and 1 from their 5-yard line. Stenstrom hands the ball off here. That's going to be for no gain. Farm stopped almost immediately. A sea of red awaited him as he took that handoff. So this, another 4th down for the Mustangs. They were able to convert earlier on a 4th and 1. Farm loses a yard on that one, so it's going to be 4th and 2 from the 6-yard line, and it looks like the Mustangs may opt for a field goal here. Kick is up. And just as Stillwater's kick was good, so too is Mounds View's.
Tommy Wold's field goal attempt.
Wold's good from 23 yards out. And the Mustangs tie Stillwater here with 9:42 remaining in the first half. It is 3-3, Mustangs and Ponies notched up. More and more viewers joining us on YouTube. Thank you all so much for connecting with Mounds View Football. We're thrilled to be able to bring you Mustang football all season. Next week, the Mustangs tackle for cancer at Mustang Stadium. It's going to be our homecoming, so we're excited to see what that brings. Tons and tons and tons of school pride for our Mustangs.
Kicks off for Mounds View.
So Wold taking over the kicking duties from Redmond after he was injured. Wold took over, has done a really nice job. Again, another low line drive kick, and that ball's dropped. And he's going to run backwards. He makes a couple Mustangs miss, but he's going to be run out of bounds. Not the best of returns when you're mostly running laterally. He's pushed out of bounds at about the 20-yard line, 10 yards beyond or behind where he originally fielded the football. So a net gain there for Mounds View. They kick to the 30, yet it looks like the Ponies are going to take over possession at their own 18-yard line. 1st and 10, Stillwater. Again, it feels like we're just underway. Fast-moving first quarter, 9:31 here remaining in the first half. Stillwater and Mustangs tied 3-3. Cullen in shotgun. One-step drop, and he's going to heave it deep here. That's going to be, again, his favorite target. Kettlehut all over it. Not a bad deal when you've got Kettlehut on Yuri, two really good athletes going at it, battling. I thought Kettlehut did a really good job against Udoibach, a Minnesota Gopher recruit at Cretin-Durham Hall. He likely the most talented receiver in the conference, and Yuri probably second only to him. Cullen's going to hand off here. That a similar play to Mounds View's sweep. Going to be tackled for a minimal gain, giving the Mustangs about a 3rd and 10.
Hunt and Charles Dressel with the tackle.
So Hunt in on another tackle, as is Dressel. Stillwater moving quickly here. Cullen, 3-step drop. He's going to heave it deep again to Yuri. And that is dropped out of bounds. Check that. That ball intended for Andrew Eichen, a 5'11 senior. And so Stillwater 3 and out from their own 18-yard line, not able to advance the ball even a yard. They are going to punt here. Mounds View very quickly going to go back to work on offense, having just tied the game. Cisneros back deep, his feet on the 50-yard line, awaiting this Stillwater punt. And Cisneros is going to make the catch up to about the Mustang 43-yard line. So great field position, a short field for the Mustangs. A very nice series there on defense as they stop Stillwater 3 and out from their own 18, giving their offense an opportunity here to do something big with 8:42 remaining in the first half. Stenstrom's going to check in with the play. Looks like Cody Bieber is going to be at F-back. Sampson coming to Stenstrom's right. Hoytia to his left. And Stenstrom's going to be out of the gun with Bieber to his right. It's a handoff here, fake to Sparks, and that's going to be quickly pass on a slant route to Sampson into pretty good coverage. That's going to be incomplete, giving Mounds View a 2nd and 10. This time Sampson lines up to Stenstrom's left. Stenstrom now under center with Cisneros in motion. He's going to pitch it out here. A nice block from Cisneros as Sparks is going to get upfield. He finds the edge for about 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 7 for the Mustangs.
Estenson with the tackle. It's 3rd down.
So clearly the Mustangs saw on film that they could exploit the ponies on the edge. They've done a lot of stretch plays this evening, whether it be that quick pitch or some misdirection on their sweep play. It's Ben Sparks out there quite frequently getting the edge and getting upfield for positive yardage. Sparks now in motion to the right. Stenstrom's going to roll out to the right. He's going to pass it here, and that is going to be just high and out of reach of Cisneros. 4th down and 7.
Flag on the play.
A flag here. We'll see what this is. It looked like both Cisneros and Sparks were in the general vicinity of that pass. Likely the intended target was Sparks. And that penalty is going to be pass interference on Stillwater. I wasn't able to exactly see what the interference was or who was interfered with, but we will take it. A 1st and 10 now from the 24-yard line as the Mustangs have a second life on this drive. Stenstrom under center. He's going to give the handoff here to number 10, Cisneros, and he's going to make positive yardage here through the scrum up to about the 20-yard line. That'll give the Mustangs a 2nd and short.
Collie and Estenson with the tackle.
Whistle here, and a flag likely on the offense.
Penalty is on Mounds View for illegal procedure.
So an illegal procedure penalty will negate some of that yardage. Mounds View was able to get on first down. It'll be 2nd and 9. Stenstrom under center. He's going to hand off here to Sparks. Sparks going to make a move up the middle. Going to be then tackled there almost immediately. He gets a couple of yards. And with 6:50 remaining, Mounds is going to have a 3rd and long.
It's 3rd down.
A 3rd and about 7 yards from their own 23-yard line. Chilly evening here in Stillwater. The wind blowing just enough. Stenstrom here out of gun. They're going to do a throwback screen. Something Mousy's executed effectively before, and that's going to be a 1st down all the way up to about the 9-yard line. Again, Mousy does a great job moving all of the defenders to Stenstrom's left as he throws back to his right, and that's going to be a 1st down. It does appear as though we have an injured Mustang player. I think an offensive lineman for the Mustangs not able to get the number. I think possibly that's number 68, Brendan Calls. 6'5" senior. So a 1st down on the play. It'll be 1st and goal for the Mustangs. As trainers tend to, I believe that's calls. I'm not entirely certain. I don't see number 68 in the huddle. .6:13 remaining in the half. Stillwater and Mounds View all tied up at 3 apiece. Mounds View able to move the football much better this evening in comparison to last week. Stenstrom pretty accurate through the air. It does look like the player for Mounds View is up. Sampson helping, who I believe is Calls, get off the field. Still not really able to get a number on that, but I will try to verify who the injured Mustang player is. Play will resume here. The clock is now running under 6 minutes in the half. Stenstrom under center, Bieber behind him. Sparks in motion. It's going to be handoff to Bieber around the right, off the right tackle, up to about the 7-yard line.
Liberty with the tackle.
A 3-yard gain there for Bieber. Be 2nd and goal from the 7. Stenstrom again under center. He's going to hand off here to Cisneros around the left-hand side.
Cisneros, the ball carrier.
A short gain there for Cisneros.
Christensen and Gleason.
Mounds View definitely controlling time of possession as well as field position.
It's third down.
They've consistently been able to hold on to the football, and they've had great field position all game. This time Sparks in motion, not sure. He looked like he was moving upfield. Could be another illegal procedure penalty against the Mustangs, and indeed it is.
Illegal procedure on Mounds View.
Too much forward motion there from Sparks. Perhaps that was a pass play with Sparks eager to get upfield. 3rd and 12 now after the 5-yard penalty. Stenstrom, empty backfield in shotgun. Moves up in the pocket. He's going to drop the football, and that's going to be a fumble. Stillwater recovers. And they are going to take over, keeping Mounds View out of the end zone and points off the board.
Covered by the Ponies, Will Gleason.
Not a lot of protection for Stenstrom that time as he, out of shotgun, had an empty backfield. He's tried to step up in the pocket. As he did so, he was just stripped of the football. Stillwater quickly able to cover it, and they are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line. The second turnover of the evening for the Mustangs. This one most unfortunate as it takes place in the red zone, keeping them from at least getting another field goal. Cullen here is going to throw a receiver screen out to the right. That's going to be tackled after a gain of about 8 yards by Chase Dressel. Another reception for Cooper Urey. You can see why he racks up the catches and the yards. As a quick and easy pitch and catch to Urey goes for 8, but a flag is down. And that flag is going to go against the Ponies. That will negate a positive play. Cullen to Urey. And move Stillwater back closer to their own end zone.
Penalty is holding on Stillwater.
A 10-yard holding penalty. It's going to get the football placed about the 9.5-yard line. And the Ponies will take over there 1st and 19 from their own 10. Cullen takes the snap, and he's going to throw a screen pass. That was as obvious as you could possibly get. The entire Mounds View defense didn't read that, and it's going to be a huge play up to the 45-yard line. A 55-yard screen pass to Will Hager, and with 3:51 remaining in the half, the Ponies are in business. You could just see that on the rush. The entire offensive line for Stillwater let the Mustangs get in on the quarterback quickly enough that you could tell a screen pass was coming. They complete it with ease. Cullen now out of shotgun is going to throw a screen pass out to Urey. He's going to be tackled, I should say almost tackled behind the line of scrimmage. He'll get a short gain, Will Urey, of about 2 yards. The clock will remain ticking. We're at 3:30 and counting in the first half. Again, Stillwater and Mounds View tied 3-3. After a couple of first quarter field goals. 2 turnovers for the Mustangs, 1 turnover for Stillwater on special teams. They take over here 2nd and 8 from their own 43-yard line. This is going to be a fake handoff and a quarterback run by Cullen. He's going to be stopped just behind the line of scrimmage. So a short loss there as the Mustangs key in on the quarterback Cullen, drop him for a loss. 3rd and 8 now from the 43-yard line. Bo Labor, the head football coach for the Ponies, previously had coached in Woodbury he ran and started that spread offense that Woodbury used last year and has brought some spread principles to Pony football as well. They looked here like they were going to line up in trips. But the way they even call in the play from the coordinator to the quarterback is through hand signals. Very similar to, again, how LeBour did that at Woodbury.
The better you can plan for what's ahead. Find your local agent Chris Hilgers at 651-439.
Stillwater calls a timeout here with 2:11 remaining in the half.
We are farmers.
Again, they're facing a 3rd and 8 from their own 43-yard line.
And a stand right by the concession area.
Mounds View's had a lot of success defending on 3rd down. Stillwater does have the ability to move the football through the air. Cullen to Uri has been successful tonight, just as it has each week this season. Stillwater, though, only one victory. They lost last week to White Bear Lake. Their lone victory coming from behind against a really good Roseville team. So they're certainly capable of winning games and beating good teams. 3rd and 8 now. Cullen out of shotgun. Offset eye to his right. Takes a one-step drop, and that was almost intercepted. Instead, it's going to be completed, and that's going to go all the way for a touchdown as Uri makes a couple players miss. Cooper Uri, you now are able to see he's got some elusiveness. He catches that on the left hash, runs all the way across the field, is able to get into the far right corner of the end zone on what looked to be a simple corner, or I should say a simple slant route, not even much of a drop for Cullen. He caught the snap, a quick release, and that one almost intercepted, but instead it's going to go for a touchdown. The kick by Stillwater is no good. I wasn't able to actually see it, but I believe it's going to be a 9-3 Stillwater lead here with 2:02 remaining in the first half. So for a 3rd down and 8 play, the Ponies able to get in the end zone. That a huge play for them on their homecoming. They once again regain the lead. The Ponies started the scoring this evening. After a Mustang fumble, they went down, kicked a field goal to take a 3-0 lead. Mustangs then tied it to start the second quarter. And now here deep into the second quarter, the Ponies score their first touchdown of the evening. This kick going to be returned, and a great return all the way up to about the 37-yard line goes Chase Dressel. Some speed there by Dressel. You see why he's able to make so many tackles behind the line of scrimmage. So Mounds View in business here. Decent field position now. 1:55 remaining. Lots of time here with 2 timeouts remaining and the clock stopping with each first down. The Mustangs do have an opportunity, if they wish to pursue something downfield, to get a few more points on the scoreboard before the second half. It is going to be Pony football coming out of halftime, so it would behoove Mounds View to try to get on the board here. Dressel out of pistol now. A one-step drop here is going to be out to Hoytia. He's going to break a tackle, but run immediately into another Pony defender after about a 6-yard gain. With the clock still ticking, it's going to be 2nd and 4 from just shy of the 45-yard line. Stenstrom under tackle is going to hand it off here. Inside handoff. Not much doing there. Just about back to the line of scrimmage goes Redmond. Mousy is going to call a timeout. Check that. An injury timeout. Again, a chilly evening here. This Redmond, who came into the game banged up, looks like they're doing a little work on his ankle. So tough time right now for Trevor Redmond. A huge spark for this Mustang offense. He just can't get himself healthy enough to really be the kind of dynamic, game-changing player that he showed he was earlier this season, certainly was last season. He's going to hobble off here. Looks like that right ankle still really bothering him. Not sure we'll see him again tonight. That's really unfortunate. His playing time with the injury has been hugely limited. He did not play last week. He did not play the week prior. He got hurt the first game against Totino Grace. Really has not contributed a whole lot since then. And Mounds offense has struggled a little bit without him as a spark. Again, he really is, next to Jonah Sparks, the two of them, what drive this offense. This is going to be Cody Bieber now with a run up to about the 50-yard line. That is going to be a first down. That will stop the clock momentarily until the chains get set. Although the clock running already, the chains aren't set. Weird. So with 37 seconds now and the clock still ticking, Momsey's going to line up at the 50. They don't appear to be in a huge hurry. Stenstrom under center. He's going to take a three-step drop. He's going to throw it deep. He's got Hoytia streaking down the sideline, but that's going to be incomplete. So Colin Hoytia diving but not able to catch the Stenstrom pass. So with 25 seconds remaining, the Mustangs 2nd and 10 from their 49-yard line, down 6 to the Ponies, who will start the second half with the football. So Stillwater liking what they are seeing right now on their homecoming, a 6-point lead with the football coming back to them to start the third quarter. Stenstrom under center, a one-step drop. He's going to try the same thing down the right sideline. And this time, it's Sampson, just again out of reach. A great throw there, but Stillwater tight on the coverage. And so that's going to be a 3rd down and 10 now. 21 seconds remaining. They might have to go over the middle of the field and burn one of their timeouts. They still do have 2 timeouts left. Sparks in motion. Stenstrom under center. It's going to hand off here to Bieber.
Bieber with the carry.
This one not going for a whole lot. Maybe a 1-yard gain. Be 4th and 9, and Stillwater smartly taking a timeout, forcing Moundsview to make a decision here on 4th and 9. Looks like they're going to bring in their punt team. Remember that first time Moundsview punted, ball never actually got into the air. It rolled along the ground. Stillwater touched it, and Bieber recovered it. And that led to some points for the Mustangs. So special teams play here. The Mustangs are going to punt the football, 4th and 9 from the 50-yard line. Just 14 seconds remaining. Again, a 6-point lead for the Ponies. We'll take this opportunity just to kind of show you the facilities here for Stillwater. That is their weight room, overlooking the stadium here. And you can see just to the left of their weight room the arches, the entrance gate to Pony Stadium. Just a beautiful facility, very well designed, extremely well done. And here is the punt for Mounds View. Stillwater went for the block. Obviously, they weren't able to block it, but unfortunately, it bounces into the end zone. With 6.6 seconds left, it's going to be a touchback, and Stillwater will likely take a knee on their own 20-yard line to close out the first half. Not a ton of scoring action, but a very fast first half. A 9-3 Stillwater lead going into halftime. Again, live from Pony Stadium. It is the home of the Stillwater Ponies. They are hosting the Mustangs for their homecoming, and they're feeling good about having a 6-point lead heading into halftime, despite not having done a ton on offense. They got one really big play, a touchdown from Cullen to Yeary, and that's the difference here right now. Looks like Stillwater's going to take a timeout.
Penalty is an illegal substitution on Stillwater.
12 men in the huddle. They do not take a timeout. They just happen to have 12 men in the huddle. They're going to lose 5 yards. They're going to knee it down, as I said, and that's going to close out the first half. A great first half on a chilly and increasingly chilly evening here from Stillwater High School. We will take a break
concessions are on sale at the concession stand
for about 17 minutes. We'll join you back here for the second half of Mustang football. All right. Thanks for sticking with us, everybody. We are about to get the second half of football underway from Stillwater High School. The Stillwater Ponies hosting the Mustangs on their homecoming. It is 9-3. Stillwater opened the scoring with a field goal. Mounds View matched that field goal after a turnover to start the second quarter. It was tied 3-3 with about a couple minutes to go in the half. Stillwater on a 3rd and 8 completes a slant over the middle to their stud wide receiver. It was Cullen at quarterback to Cooper Uri at wide receiver. He takes it to the house, and that really is the difference in the game. Stillwater has not moved the football very much tonight. In fact, they haven't even had the football a whole lot tonight. It's really been Mustang offense in terms of time and possession, and Mustangs really also have dominated in terms of field position. They just haven't gotten into the end zone. Mustangs did fumble in the red zone deep in the second quarter. That kept them off the scoreboard. Mounds View has 2 turnovers to Stillwater's 1, and the kick here that's going to be fielded up around the 35-yard line. The kick never really got up and off the ground. Stillwater special teams, in particular the kicking game, has not been stellar tonight.
Everson recovers the kick.
So Stillwater is going to have good field position here to start the second half. They'll be 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Again, my name's Rob Reitz. I'm principal of Chippewa Middle School. It's the feeder middle school for Mounds View. Most of these students have come through Chippewa. It's super exciting to see them all grown up and playing a sport that I love. I was a football coach for a number of years and haven't really gotten past missing it. And this is going to be a quarterback sack. Rowan Morgan sacking Cullen about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage to start the second half. They announced Chase Dressel. That certainly looked a lot like number 19 who made the tackle there. So 2nd and 13, a 3-yard loss. And again, for those of you just joining us, I'm solo tonight on camera as well as on play-by-play, so not super easy to always find the play in the camera. This is going to be, again, Cullen to Cooper Uri complete. That's going to be just shy of a first down. That'll give the Ponies a 3rd and 1 or 2.
Tebbett with the tackle.
Tebbett with the tackle. Tebbett back tonight after an injury last week at Woodbury. Stillwater, a lot of hurry up tonight. Cullen out of gun. He's going to fake the handoff here, and he's going to go up the middle. Tebbett immediately on him. Mounds View, you can tell, very prepared for the quarterback run. Both Cooper Uri and Cullen leading the Suburban East in a lot of offensive categories. They are keying in on the quarterback run this evening, and they are sticking Sam Kettlehut. Let's check that. Ben Kettlehut on Uri. Kettlehut, a very talented quarterback, number 20 for the Mustangs. Really done a nice job with the exception of that one play, that touchdown scoring play by Cooper Uri late in the second quarter. This ball is going to be handed off here for no gain. And on 4th and 1, the Mustangs hold, and it's going to be Mounds View football. A turnover on downs as the defense stays stout. Again, this very similar to what we saw in the first half. Stillwater not really able to move the football much at all. Really just the one big play is what Stillwater was able to muster on offense in the first half. Yet they do lead here. And so with 10:01 in the second half, Mounds is going to take over here. And this is Cisneros around the right-hand side up to about the 35-yard line. So Mounds View already in business. A nice run there on first down. Cisneros, a two-way player for the Mustangs, does a really nice job at cornerback. Has been playing a lot more on offense with the injury to Trevor Redmond. Stenstrom under center now with Sparks in motion. This is going to be handed off here to Bieber. He's got a nice hole, and he almost breaks it. Bieber up just beyond the 25-yard line. That's going to be a first down play for the Mustangs. Great blocking up front there. And a really nice hard run by the hard-working Bieber. Stenstrom going to hand off here to Cisneros. He's going to break it out wide. He's got a lot of space there on the edge. He puts his head down, and he is all the way up to the first down marker. Maybe just shy.
Cisneros with the tackle,
about a 9-yard gain for Cisneros. And Mounds View again, just as they were in the first half, able to move the football, just not quite able in the first half. Mounds View was not quite able to get it into the end zone. They settled for a field goal, and then they fumbled the last trip they had into the red zone. Stenstrom now under center. He's going to pitch the ball. And that going to be Cisneros caught from behind as he looks to skirt up around the edge. Starting to shake a little bit. A chilly evening here from Pony Stadium. Lots of people were marking at halftime at what a beautiful facility this has become. Hard to believe Stillwater went from closing 2 schools to having a facility like this. Quick drop here, and that ball is going to be completed for a touchdown to Hoytia. Wow, that was fast. Stenstrom to Hoytia, touchdown. And with immediately tying the game here with 8:24 in the third quarter, Mounds View notches it all up at 9. Extra point pending. Stenstrom to Hoytia, a slant route. And that ball was on a line. Hoytia backs his way into the end zone. Awesome. Touchdown. Hoytia's second of the season for the junior receiver. Great pass and catch. And the kick is, we got a whistle and a flag before the kick. And that's going to be an illegal motion penalty. So that will back Mounds View up 5 yards for this extra point. So this may make the kick just a tad bit more difficult. Looks like Dunnigan is the holder. And that kick is going to be good.
Tommy Wolt adds the extra point.
So Stillwater starts with the football. They turn it over on downs, and Mounds View responds immediately coming out of the half to take the lead. Stenstrom to Hoytia. A red zone score, giving the Mustangs a 10-9 lead with 8:24 again remaining in the third quarter. Just underway here in the second half. A great football game from Pony Stadium. Stillwater's homecoming. This is the first lead for the Mustangs tonight. And that kickoff is going to go into the end zone. So that the best special team play of the evening for the Mustangs. That will give Stillwater a 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Definitely in need of long underwear tonight. A chilly evening from Stillwater. A bit of a wind now. Cullen out of gun. He's going to throw quickly to Yuri on a wide receiver screen. Dressel is out there. Dunnigan out there as well. Going to be about a 4 or 5 yard gain to Yuri. So they really go to the well often, does Stillwater. Cullen to Yuri is something we've said a lot tonight. A reason these two young men lead teams in the Suburban East Conference in yardage and attempts. Cullen out of the gun again as Stillwater works their hurry-up offense. Yuri's going to be in motion on a jet sweep. They're going to hand it off to him. He's going to get upfield, tackled there. Rowan Morgan and Charles Dressel in on the tackle. Dunnigan there as well for the Mustangs. Going to be 3rd down and 3 from the 27 for the Ponies. Not a ton of success for them on 3rd down, with the exception of their lone touchdown coming on a 3rd and 8 play. Out of pistol formation is Cullen. He's going to fake the handoff here. He's going to run. It's almost intercepted. Looked like a run-pass option. They're going to run a bubble screen out to Yuri. That pass incomplete, broken up. Drew Makia in on that deflection. And the Mustang defense holds. It'll be 4th and 3. And the Ponies are going to have to punt once again. Still early in the second half. Just 7:07 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Stillwater on their 2nd possession twice has gone 3 and out. Cisneros back to field the punt here. This a low line drive punt fielded by Cisneros right around the 50-yard line.
With the return.
So again, just as we saw in the first half, Mounds View dominating in time of possession as well as field position. They're going to take over here 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. With lots of time left in the game, Mounds View looking already to have the momentum coming out of half, despite going into the half down 6. Sampson out to Stenstrom's left as he lines up under center. Sparks in motion. This ball's going to be handed off to Bieber, who's got a nice run again up the middle all the way to the 40-yard line. Bieber up a 10-yard gain, just shy of the 1st down marker. That's going to give Mounds View a 2nd and short. Be interesting to see what they do here. They've been fairly successful trying to stretch the field. A number of throws to both Hoytia and Sampson deep, trying to take the top off the defense. Certainly something they could do here. They've got tight end O'Brien left with Sampson to Stenstrom's left. This is going to be a motion penalty. Number 78,
legal procedure on Mounds View.
Mustafik, a junior, likely in for calls. Offsides there, pushing Mounds View back 5 yards, negating a bit of that nice 1st down run from Bieber. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the 45-yard line. Definitely changes the strategy here, going to 2nd and 6 from 2nd and 1. It does appear Sampson is going to remain to Stenstrom's left. Sparks still in motion. This is going to be handed off to Bieber again. Looks like the same play. He's tackled high around his neck.
Bieber with the carry.
About a 3-yard gain there. Mustangs now 3rd and 3 from their own 42-yard line.
It's 3rd down.
Stenstrom hands off to Cisneros. Doesn't have much room around the left-hand side, and he is going to get dropped for a loss. He's tackled all the way back to the 50-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. They're going to give him some forward momentum, but it is going to be 4th and long for the Mustangs. Ball actually spotted at the 45-yard line, a 4th and 6. It does appear as though the Mustangs are going to punt the football. Chase Dressel, Charles Dressel, Rowan Morgan, Ben Kettlehut all check in. Hunter Cashed is in. I believe he's the long snapper. And a nice punt here. Hits a Pony player, and that's going to be a live football. Wasn't easily able to see if Moundsview recovered. It does look like Stillwater is able to maintain possession. That would have been the second time their punt team failed to cover the football after touching it. So, the Mustangs and the Ponies trade 3 and outs. They trade punts. It's going to be Pony football, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Mustangs took a quick 10-9 lead here to start the second quarter. Ponies now getting their 3rd drive of the 3rd quarter. They've not been able to move the football really at all. Certainly in this half, but as well as in the first half. Just not a whole lot doing against this really tough Mustang defense. Cooper Urey really is the only bright spot for the Pony offense this evening. This is going to be a handoff and a fumble, and Moundsview's going to recover. A huge turnover by Stillwater if this does end up Mustang football. It did look like there were only white jerseys around that ball as it listless on the ground with 4:31 left here. It does appear as though the Ponies somehow maintain possession.
Callaway recovers that fumble.
Callaway for Stillwater, Johnny on the spot. 2nd and 10 from the 14, so bit of a loss. Check that, 2nd and 16 from the 14-yard line for the Ponies as they almost cough it up on 1st down. Cullen back in shotgun. Trips to his right. He's going to look to go deep here. He's got Urey wide open. That's going to be caught. Mateo Cisneros and Ben Cuddlehut chase down the sideline. A very big gain there. It's actually Andrew Eichten, the only other receiver to catch a pass tonight from Cullen. Eichten streaks down the sideline, pushed out of bounds by Rosendahl. A huge turn of events here as they go from deep in their own territory, their own 14-yard line, all the way to the Moundsview 25-yard line. And with 4:04 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, the Ponies now threatening deep in their own territory. This, a screen pass to Urey. He's going to try to spin out of the grasp of Charles Dressel. He's not able to do that. It's going to be even a loss on the play as they continue to try to get Urey involved. Really just a stretch play there. They've not really been able to block Moundsview's outside linebackers and D-backs. The receivers just not able to give Urey a whole lot of room on those wide receiver screens. So a 4-yard loss, 2nd and 14 now from the 29-yard line. Cullen out of pistol, trips to his right. He looks to fake a screen, and now he's going to run up the middle. Rowan Morgan there waiting. Drew Macchia in there as well. Minimal gain there. It'll be 3rd and 14. So again, Stillwater's offense tonight really consisting of a couple of big plays. Able to eat up a bunch of yardage on those 2 big plays they've had tonight. Not a whole lot other than that doing here for the Pony offense. This time Cullen's got an offset eye to his left. Double twins. Takes a 3-step drop, does Cullen. He's going to fire it deep down the right-hand side. That ball's going to be caught. Touchdown. Check that. Just dropped. Again, so hard to see through this screen. Urey just does drop it. There's a flag on the play and an injured player. That could very well be Cullen, the quarterback, which would likely result in a roughing the passer penalty. We'll see what they call.
Personal foul on Moundsview, roughing the passer.
That is indeed what took place. I missed that. Was really good coverage. It didn't appear as though that could be caught. Then it looked as though Urey had an opportunity to pull it in. He just drops it as he lands in the end zone. But it is going to be a 1st and 10 for the Ponies. Cullen going to have to check out here. The second time He's been banged up a bit. 10-9, 2:39 remaining in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line for the Ponies as their backup quarterback will check in.
1st and 10, Ponies.
Maurice Pratt. Not sure if that is the new quarterback for the Mustangs. Looked like number 10 had checked in. Check that, number 26 now in at quarterback for the Ponies. Going to have a handoff here, and that's going to be tackled immediately. Rowan Morgan and Chase Drussel in on that tackle.
Harder with the carry.
Casey Vensky, number 26 in at quarterback, a 6-foot sophomore. And it does not look like Cullen is coming back onto the field. So hurting a little bit more than he was earlier when he was able to return much more quickly. Stillwater going under center here. They're going to hand the football off, and that again is going to be tackled for a short gain.
Harder with the carry.
The sophomore Vensky maybe not able to do what Cullen does in terms of always being in shotgun. A lot of hurry up, a lot of wide receiver screens. We'll see if they trust Vensky to be able to throw the football here on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 10 from the 14. Vensky again is going to go under center. He's got a 3-step drop. He's going to throw it to Yuri. It's just out of reach. Not really a great throw.
Pass intended for Yuri is incomplete.
It was high and behind Yuri. So it's going to be 4th and 10. Stillwater likely to kick a field goal here, which would give them the lead. A 2-point lead if they're able to be good. A 31-yard field goal attempt. And that is going to be no good. Mustangs hold.
Field goal attempt is no good.
With 1:15 remaining in the quarter, what looked like a great scoring opportunity for the Ponies, even an actual touchdown potentially, is all for naught as they turn it over on downs. A missed 31-yard field goal. Mousy will take over here 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line. Check that from the Ponies' 14-yard line. Stenstrom under center. Sampson to his left. He's going to hand off here. Fakes the handoff, I should say, to Cisneros. He's got some running room and some blockers. Stenstrom, his best run of the evening. A 1st down up to almost the 40-yard line. Just a couple yards shy. He's going to be 1st and 10 with the Mustangs from the 38-yard line. Clock ticking now, under a minute in the 3rd quarter. Stenstrom lines up under center. Sparks in motion. Handoff here to Bieber. He's going to be tackled high.
Bieber with the carry.
Bieber must run a little bit high. The way they tackle him is usually up around the shoulders. He's just such a strong runner. Even when they try to tackle him that high, he's able to carry them for a couple yards. Be 2nd and 9 from the 38. Not sure Moundsview will get another play off here in this quarter. They're under 20 seconds. They look to be walking to the sideline here, so they also don't think they'll get a playoff. We will begin the 4th quarter with a 2nd and 9 from the 38-yard line. Mounds View takes the lead here in the third quarter. They are up 1. It's 10-9 from Pony Stadium.
That's the end of the third quarter. Fans at Farmers, we believe in smarter coverage because the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Find your local agent, Chris Hilgers, at 651-439-7337. We are insurance. We are Farmers. It's time for the mini football toss presented by Cub Foods. Get on your feet and keep your eyes on the prize as the Ponies mascot Pride and the Pony cheerleaders toss mini footballs into the stands courtesy of Cub Foods.
All right, time for fourth quarter football. Stenstrom, a short drop. He's got a receiver open. It's just out of the reach of Josh Sampson, number 9.
Pass intended for Sampson is incomplete. It's third down.
Sampson, a really big target. Probably the favorite target of Stenstrom. He did hit Colin Hoytia earlier in the game. Hoytia also a nice, tall, extremely athletic target for Stenstrom. 3rd and 9 here. He may need to use one of these 2 targets. Likely a passing down here. Stenstrom under center. Sampson to his left. He's going to actually hand it off to Bieber. And Bieber's going to be stopped well short of the first down. A positive gain, but not quite the 9 yards that was needed. And so it's going to be 4th and 5 or 6 for the Mustangs. 4th and 6 from the 42-yard line. And the Mustangs are going to opt to punt this. Playing the field position game, up 1. They'll put their defense back on the field. Cash with the snap. It's a little high. And the punt. A low line drive punt lands at about the 30-yard line, rolls to the 24-yard line. It's going to be down there by the Mustangs. Ponies will take over with 11-11 remaining in the game. They trail the Mustangs by 1. A couple big plays for the Ponies tonight, but not a whole lot of sustained offense. The time of possession definitely in the positive for the green and white. Mustangs have done a really nice job dominating in terms of field possession and time possession, which has now resulted in giving them a very minuscule lead. A 10-9 football game right now as we get closer and closer to the end of the game here, deep into the fourth quarter. Handoff here. Fake handoff, and it's another wide receiver screen to Yuri.
Pass complete to Cooper Yuri.
Vinsky again in at quarterback, so Cullen out. That's a huge loss for this Pony offense. Vinsky just a sophomore. He is bigger than Cullen. He's a 6-foot sophomore. He's now in shotgun. He's got trips to his right, and that's going to be offsides by Rowan Morgan. So that'll give them 5 yards. It'll give them a 2nd and 1 from the 32-yard line.
Offsides.
So again, trips to Vinsky's right, and a mistake there. No one home to take the handoff, and Vinsky not sure what to do with it as Moundsy surrounds him. That's going to be a big tackle for loss. They're going to lose the 5 yards they just got on that penalty. It'll be 3rd and about 6 from the 28-yard line now. So Stillwater reeling a little bit. An injury to their quarterback hurting what was already a stagnant offense for the Ponies. Vinsky now takes a 5-step drop. He's going to hit a swing pass out to the left. That's going to be stopped short of the first down. Mounds View gang tackling as Makia drops harder on the 30-yard line. I believe that will force a Pony punt. Be 4th and 2 or 3 from the 31-yard line. And indeed, the Pony's going to bring on a different personnel group, likely punting here. Cisneros dropping back to about his 40-yard line to field the punt. The snap is chest high. A nice high punt. Cisneros fair catching it at about the 38-yard line.
Cisneros with the fair catch.
.901 now remaining in the game. Mustangs maintain a 1-point lead, which they earned via the pass, Stenstrom to Colin Hoytia. The only touchdown for the Mustang offense this evening. They've got a field goal in addition to that score. It's going to be a pitch play here to Cisneros around the right-hand side. He's got the edge. He's up to just shy of the first down marker, about an 8-yard gain. Cisneros looking really good on those stretch, quick pitch plays. Stillwater obviously able to seal the edge. Must have seen that on film. They've run that play a number of times tonight with both Cisneros and Jordan Sparks. Trevor Redmond did play on offense earlier this evening. He did sustain another injury. It looked like his right ankle. So he has not been playing. This, a handoff here to Bieber. We've got a flag. I'm not sure what happened in that scrum, but a number of flags fly. We'll see what this call is. A short gain for the Mustangs, as the referees confer on the 45-yard line. Personal foul, face mask, Stillwater. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. That'll result in a first down and a swing in field position. It'll move the Mustangs into their own territory with 8:49 remaining. That a pretty big play here, as Hoytie is going to check out. Rowan Morgan check in. The Mustangs break the huddle now, 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line. Stenstrom under center, takes a one-step drop. He's got Josh Sampson on a hitch route down to about the 35-yard line.
Pass complete to Sampson.
That's going to be a nice gain on first down of about 5 or 6 yards.
Darby with the tackle.
So they bring in Rowan Morgan and throw the football. Definitely not what the tendencies would have suggested. Morgan usually a guy that's lead blocking. This time it's going to be another run to Bieber. He's up over the right tackle.
Bieber, the ball carrier.
Shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and short for the Mustangs.
Torger and Gleason with the tackle.
Ball possession football now with the Mustangs up 1. Bleeding a little clock here, 7:35 and
It's
ticking.
3rd down.
3rd down and 3. Another handoff to Bieber on the right-hand side. He's close to a first down. He's going to be just shy. It looks like this will be another needed 4th down conversion for the Mustangs. Likely a 4th and 1 coming from about the 30-and-a-half yard line. The Mustangs have to get just beyond the 30-yard line, just to the almost the 29-yard line for a first down. It's 4th down and 1. Sparks in motion. Stenstrom going to fake the handoff, throw it to Sparks. He's going to make a guy miss. He's got another spin move in him, and he gets up to about the 29-yard line, right where they needed to be for a first down. It's going to be really close. Really going to depend on the mark. They're likely going to have to measure. It does not look like he got the first down. He's just beyond the 30. It looked like he needed to get a little bit closer to the 29-yard line. Interesting play call there. They fake a run, do a quick swing pass out to Sparks, who makes two guys miss. They're going to measure here. And Sparks short. That's going to be Pony football. 6:40 to go in the fourth quarter, and the Ponies stop the Mustangs. That a really big stop, a momentum changer for the Pony home team. Again, the Mustangs lead 10-9 with 6:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10, they will take over from their own 29-yard line. Starting quarterback Cullen was injured near the start of the fourth quarter. Vensky is sophomore. The 3-step drop. He's going to complete a jailbreak screen over the middle. Hunter Cash is going to take a hit, but he's going to take the ball carrier down with him. A short gain for the Ponies.
Vensky's pass complete to Pratt.
So Pratt gives the Ponies a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 7. Vensky out of shotgun. He's looking to go deep downfield. He's got a receiver.
Vensky's pass
incomplete for Cooper Urey, streaking down the sideline. Urey has had a great game tonight. A couple really big plays. A number of receptions, but he's also been stopped quite often on those wide receiver screens. It does not appear as though the wide receivers for the Ponies that are out wide next to Urey can handle our outside linebacker and corners, as they are easily able to come up and make tackles. Vensky this time again in shotgun. He's got twins to his left with an offset eye to his left. He's going to hit it. It's going to be intercepted by Kettlehut down around the 40-yard line. Kettlehut streaks down the sideline. A huge interception as the Mustangs take over again. Another turnover for the Ponies, and with 5:57 remaining and a 1-point lead, the Mustangs look to add to the lead deep into the fourth quarter. A huge interception from Ben Kettlehut. Mustangs really looking like they deserve to win this football game. It's really been, with the exception of the scoreboard, a dominating performance from the Mustangs. They've not put a number of points on the board, but they've certainly maintained possession of the football. This is going to be a touchdown catch to Colin Hoytia, his second of the game on a fade route. And the Mustangs, after a huge turnover, go deep to the end zone. Stenstrom to Hoytia, the second time of the evening, and a 16-9 lead. The Mustangs take over on the scoreboard. 5:51 remaining. The extra point pending. This could seal the deal for the Mustangs, especially the way their defense has played against this Pony offense. A huge touchdown. Stenstrom to Hoytia. Gotta love that. The arms all the way stretched out. Hoytia able to bring it in. And another penalty on the extra point. This would be really big.
Offsides on Stillwater.
So Stillwater offsides. They're obviously going to still want to kick here. This to go up 8, which would require the Ponies rather to score a touchdown and get a 2-point conversion in order to tie the football game. And that kick is going to be good. So a 17-9 lead. 2 second-half connections. Cold-blooded Stenstrom to Hoytia. And the Mustangs lead 17-9. Taylor Swanson checks in. Love it. Finally, Hoytia steps up. Been a threat all season. Great to see him on the board. Let's go. 5:51 remaining here. 17-9. Mustangs lead. Really, with the exception of the scoreboard, this has been Mounds View's football game. It's pretty remarkable how well they've played. They're coming off a difficult defeat at Woodbury. They come to Stillwater, to Pony Stadium on their homecoming. They go into the half down 9-3. They come out throwing, and twice Stenstrom has found Hoytia in the end zone. 2 huge touchdowns. And the Mustangs looking to seal a victory here.
Kicks off for the
they are 5 minutes and 51 seconds away from loading the bus victorious with a 3-2 record. This ball is going to be fielded at about the 20-yard line and brought all the way up to just shy of the 35-yard line. Ponies will take over there, 5:46 remaining. Likely led, again, yes they are, by their sophomore backup quarterback. That being number 26. Wenzel. He's in shotgun. Makes a dangerous throw over the middle, does Vensky. Eichten, who had a huge gain earlier in the second half, reaches out, not able to get a hand on the football. 2nd and 10 from the 33. Vensky not super accurate. Already with an interception this evening. Clearly the Pony offense less capable with Cullen not at quarterback. He got twice injured this evening. The second injury has kept him out. Vensky in shotgun again. He's going to look over the middle, and that ball's going to be almost intercepted. Sorry about the camera work there. It was tipped, almost intercepted by Charles Dressel. Looked like it was tipped by Mateo Rosendahl. This Mustang defense really has been solid all night, especially along the line of scrimmage. The Ponies not able to do a whole lot in the run game. Their wide receiver screen game has been stifled. And now they're not able to move the football down the field through the air either. Vensky's going to try, though. This one's going to be intercepted. Oh, almost. I am so sorry about the camera. It's so hard to watch the game and do the camera. But this time it was, again, Mateo Rosendahl, Drew Maki, and Charles Dressel all there. A rainbow of a throw. Looked like it was actually in the hands of Mateo Rosendahl. The wide receiver knocked it out. And so that's going to be 4th down and 10 with 5:31 remaining. The Ponies are going to punt here.
Ben Long in punt formation.
Back to the Mustangs, who would be able to get a lot of time off the clock. They've been very successful running the football. Stillwater does have all 3 timeouts remaining. They may be needing to use them on this drive. A low line drive putt caught by Cisneros, and he's all the way up to the 50-yard line. He's got some room to the 45. There's a flag down. He's up to the 30. He makes one guy miss.
Cisneros on the return
Is tackled at the 29-yard line. Likely that flag will bring some of this back, but a great punt return. If it stands, will give the Mustangs huge field position here with 5:20 remaining in the game. Referees conferring here on the 35-yard line. They are going to walk the Mustangs back. Illegal block in the back on the Mustangs. Not sure who it was on. Looks like they are taking it back from the 45-yard line.
Penalty is on Mounds View.
So that'll be 15-yard penalty to about the 40-yard line, 45-yard line. Still great field position for the Mustangs. 1st and 10. They're going to want to bleed a lot of clock here, force the Ponies to use those timeouts. Mustangs are up 8 with the football. Certainly with the momentum as well. They have looked fantastic running the football tonight. Cody Bieber has had a lot of running room. Mateo Cisneros able to get the edge quite often. They've run a nice quick pitch to Cisneros many times for positive yardage. Stenstrom under center. He's going to hand it off here to Farm. Farm's going to get a couple yards off right tackle.
Farm with the carry.
Be 2nd and 8 or 9 from about the 44-yard line. Clock ticking.
Seipel with the tackle.
We are under 5 minutes. Mustangs almost too quick to the line of scrimmage. Stenstrom under center. He's going to hand the ball off here. Check that he throws the ball to Rowan Morgan. Morgan's going to be tackled. That pass incomplete. Dangerous given the fact that you want the clock to run. Little to no gain there. It would be 3rd and 8. So 2 yards and 2 plays.
Third down.
With just 1 minute coming off the clock since they took over. 3rd and 8 from their own 47-yard line. Rowan Morgan stays in for the Mustangs. His presence has typically met a power run game. Stenstrom under center. He's going to hand it off here again to Farm. He's got some room. He's up. He spins to about the 45-yard line. He's just shy of a first down. Really interesting to see what Mounds View decides to do here. Do you play for field position or do you play for the win? They are just 1 yard short. They were in a similar position and did not get the first down a couple minutes ago. It looks like the offense is staying out on the field. 4th and 1 from the 46. Stenstrom coming into the huddle. Moberg going to go for it here. The clock's still ticking. 3:20 to go. Mustangs up 8. They could really seal the deal here with a first down and force the Ponies to use their timeouts. Stenstrom under center. Looks to be drawing them off sides. Does not work. The flags fly, likely a delay of game. That'll stop the clock at 3:03. The Mustangs will now most definitely punt. So smart play calling, smart coaching here by the Mustang coaching staff. Up 8, clock ticking, 3:03. They maximize the number of seconds they can bleed off the clock. They took over possession here with 5:20 remaining. They got almost 2 full minutes off the clock. I should say a little over 2 full minutes off the clock. And so they'll punt here with 3:03. A good punt, fair caught, 24-yard line.
Geary with the fair catch.
The turnover of possession stops the clock, 2:57 remaining. Again, the Ponies have all 3 timeouts. They have the football. It's 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. The Ponies trail the Mustangs by 8. It's been all Mounds View in the second half here. Ponies scored on a long touchdown pass in the first half. They've not done a whole lot since offensively. Whereas Mounds View is able to score 2 touchdowns in the second half here to take a lead. Here's Charles Dressel on a blitz, and he's going to tackle the sophomore quarterback from Stillwater for a huge sack. Vensky loses a huge number of yards there. They're going to be pushed back all the way to the 14-yard line. A 10-yard loss and sack for Charles Dressel. So just like that, it's 2nd and 21 for the Ponies. The clock's still ticking. 2:25 remaining here, down 8. And they are going backwards, are the Ponies. And that pass is going to be incomplete. That will stop the clock. So just a quick drop and slant route from the Pony receiver. The pass is thrown high and incomplete. Dangerous throw. It was almost picked off once it was tipped. But it does again stop the clock. It'll be 3rd and 21, so a huge need to get some positive yardage here for the Ponies. Neither the clock nor the down marker, their ally here. This is going to be a rollout from Vensky, and he's going to be sacked again, this time inside the 5-yard line. Another huge tackle for loss by the Mustangs. That is going to force a really long 4th down play and or a punt, and the Ponies are going to have to punt. I mean, this is the game. If they don't get it, it's over. They're going to have to punt here inside their own 5-yard line with 1:53 and counting left in the second half and in the football game. Mustangs really looking like they're going to walk off victorious here at Pony Stadium on their homecoming. You can see the punter for the Ponies deep in his own end zone. Cisneros is going to receive this about the 40-yard line. He's going to get all the way up to the 30 to the 25-yard line. He's going to be tackled out of bounds there. So even with the punt and 1:28 remaining, the Mustangs are going to take over deep in their own territory. There is a flag. We'll see what that is. Would be the second time in a row that there was an illegal block on the Mustang punt return. And it is indeed another block in the back. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. We'll see from the spot at which the foul took place how far that drives the Mustang offense back. But really, Stillwater will likely use their timeouts. But that penalty is only going to bring the ball back to the 35-yard line. Check it. It wasn't a block in the back. It was holding. So just a 10-yard penalty. So the Mustangs will take over 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. 1:28 remaining. Pretty clear what they're going to do here, and that is run the football. It looks like Nate Farm is in at F. He is sure-handed. Stenstrom under center. Not sure what the Mustangs are doing here. It looks like they call a timeout. Their first timeout of the second half. Again, the Mustangs lead 17-9. It's 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. There's only 1:28 remaining in the game. With an 8-point lead and the football, chances likely Mustangs are going to head back to Mounds View with a victory here at Stillwater. Most impressive given the fact that this was a packed house. It was Stillwater's homecoming. But the Mustangs definitely the better team here tonight. It took a while for them to take the lead, despite the fact that they had dominated in time of possession and field position. They ran up and down the field all night. They just weren't able to execute when they got close to or inside the red zone. Finally, a couple of cold-blooded connections. Stenstrom to Hoitia gave the Mustangs the lead for good. And with 1:28 here, they're looking to run the clock out. This ball is handed off to Farm on the right-hand side. He's got some room. And a nice gainer for Farm. 7 or 8 yard gain on 1st down. That'll give Mustangs a 2nd and 2. But more importantly, it's going to burn a Pony timeout. Their first of the second half. So with 1:23 remaining, the Ponies only have 2 more opportunities to stop the clock. And the Mustangs looking good here with a positive play on 1st down to Nate Farm. At least a 6-yard gain. Looks like 2nd and 4 now from the 29-yard line. I mean, really, the Mustangs don't have to do a whole lot more just to get themselves into field position. If they were to want to try to put 3 more points on the scoreboard, they likely could. That would definitely seal it. Already as it stands right now, the Ponies need to get possession of the football, get into the end zone, and convert a 2-point conversion just to tie. Not unheard of. The Mustangs themselves had a Mounds View miracle earlier in the season. We've talked about it every week. Super exciting way to start their season. Really something the team can continue to rally around. Their ability to come from behind and pull out an amazing victory on the road speaks to the kind of character this team has, the amount of resilience and perseverance they have shown. Wasn't necessary tonight. They were down going into half, just 6 points. They came out, and it's really been a Mustang-dominated second half of football in all three phases of the game. Stillwater has turned the football over this half. An interception by Ben Kettlehut did set up the second Colin Hoytia touchdown of the second half. Ponies with a number of turnovers tonight. Also losing their starting quarterback. A huge loss for them. Luke Cullen, a junior quarterback for the Ponies. He had shown some accuracy through the air, had Cullen, before he went out with an injury. He did not return. And Stillwater was not able to do anything offensively without him. And with that timeout, Mousy takes the ball over again. It's 2nd and 4. They're going to hand off here again. The exact same play to Farm, and he's going to break it to the outside, and he's going to score a touchdown. He's got one man to beat, and he is gone. Touchdown, Nate Farm. Moundsview going to take the lead. Did he step out of bounds? I'm not sure why. He must have stepped out of bounds. I didn't see that. It's on the far side of the field. A little bit excited here. Thought Moundsview really sealed the game here. They do anyway with a 1st down and 10. Stillwater still with 2 timeouts, 1:16 remaining. But you can see Nate Farm, a tough, strong runner. Sure-handed ball carrier. He still remains in the game. He's going to take the handoff here again up the middle.
Farm, the ball carrier.
Stillwater going to take their second timeout of the second half with 1:09 remaining. It'll be 2nd and about 8 from the 12-yard line. So not much the Ponies can do here other than to take timeouts and hope something happens. Some turnover takes place in order to get them back in this football game. 1:09 to go. They are down 8. It is 2nd and 8 from the 12-yard line. The Ponies have just the 1 timeout remaining. The Mustangs can still get a 1st down if they get just beyond the 5-yard line. They would not need to score a touchdown if they get that 1st down, especially if they do so on 3rd down. Probably the best thing that could happen here is Moundsview gets positive yardage but does not get a 1st down. The Ponies have to take their final timeout. The Mustangs convert on 3rd down, and that would be the ball game. Stenson, we're going to hand off here. Same play to Farm. Going right back to the well, and that is exactly what happens. Farm gets a very positive play. He's just shy of the 1st down marker, just shy of the 5-yard line. That'll force the Ponies to take their last timeout. With 1:02 remaining. It'll be 3rd and about 2 from the 6. So 1 first down.